to another episode of Entrepreneurs in Fuego. We're documenting the journey of amazing entrepreneurs, one digital footprint at a time. Like Catarina Scrivano.
I love it.
Casco Financial Services Group.
That's very well done. I need you when I go.
Please take me. Katarina is actually my daughter's name. So.
Oh, good.
So
you had practice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've practiced all my life. How are you?
Wonderful, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing terrific. Thank you so
Good.
much, Katarina. Katarina. That's
Or Catherine when I'm at home. Yes.
The Katarina sounds, very, very, very nice Italian and fluid, and you're going on a trip to Italy, so we might as well practice.
Okay.
Casco Financial Services. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
I'm a financial planner, which is such a broad term. Everybody's. If you can afford business cards, you too can be a financial planner. We've carved out quite a niche, though. We work with a lot with individuals and families, and we kind of focus on women.
Oh, okay.
And if you think about it, you'll figure out why, but I'll tell you.
Okay, go ahead.
Women live longer. Women are more likely to take some time out of their working careers to raise families, to take care of aging parents, et cetera, et cetera. And women make less money. So what I've just told you is those dollars are more important. We have fewer dollars that must last a longer time. So understanding our options and and the consequences of our choices is even more important than our male counterparts.
You left something out.
What's that?
Women are smarter.
I'm not going to say that, but you can say it.
I can say it, of course.
All day long.
They are smarter.
But what my purpose in focusing on women within our practice is because there are certain truths about being female in our country, and it's more important, I think, for the women to pay attention to the dollars. There are some givens that men have, some advantages. After that, it's all equal. I work with families. I certainly don't work only with women, but I want to make sure that women are empowered with information to be able to make good choices.
And Kathy, I would imagine women may feel more comfortable perhaps coming to a female financial planner.
I would assume so. There are certainly, once we start talking, the gender issues are no longer relevant. Am I qualified?
Sure.
That's what they need to be asking about, either male or female. And frankly, because I've been doing this a long time, among my many, many blessings in my practice is that I don't work with anybody I don't like. And so I feel that it's very important. I don't have to agree with your goals, but I have to support you attaining them. And if your goals are not those that I can support, then I'm not the right person for you, regardless, male, female, old, young, none of that matters. I need to care about what you want to accomplish, and then be your cheerleader and your strategist and your analyst, sometimes the marriage counselor. That falls into place a lot.
and you have to play psychiatrist, you have to play all sorts of roles, really, within that financial
our field in financial planning, sometimes we have conversations that people will not have with anyone else, including each other. Sometimes in couples, there are secrets. I call that financial infidelity. And sometimes one of the participants whispers something to me while the other one is out of the room. It's just a reality that in our culture, it really is more appropriate to ask someone you've just met about their sex life than about how much money they made last year. Do you agree?
Sure, I agree.
Okay. Good. I was going to say, if you found that shocking, we're in big trouble.
No. I totally agree.
So here's my philosophy is that everyone has a goal to be, do, or have something, probably several goals. To the extent that there's a financial component to reaching those goals, that's where a financial planner comes in.
How early in the game would you recommend to have a financial planner in your life?
I would say as soon as you get your first real job, or perhaps right before you start interviewing for what I would call your first real job. There's certain things that I talk to a lot of women about having a financial freedom fund from day one, I want you to sacrifice just a little bit, to coordinate your budget so that you are saving, so that at some point in your life you're going to be challenged, and the challenge will be perhaps a bad relationship, perhaps a job in which you are asked to do things that you're not comfortable with, or you are subjected to a boss or supervisor who doesn't treat you with respect. Wouldn't it be great to be in a financial position to say, I don't have to be badly treated, I've got other choices, and be in a situation where you can pay your bills for a while until the right thing comes to you.
And in doing so, have you found a particular client, and you said you have to not necessarily agree with the goals of a client, but you don't have to like the client, but you know, as long as you establish some goals for the client. But have you found in some clients that regardless of what you say, regardless of what you advise, they're going to do the opposite?
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course. You know, it's challenging. When we talk about planning, we're generally talking about long-term planning. And
so it's hard to see it that
sometimes
far.
we have to give up instant gratification, and I get it. I certainly don't claim to be perfect in my own life, but I'm a good coach. I get calls from car dealerships. People saying, okay, I'm at the car dealership and I'm thinking about, and what I want to know is how will this affect my plan? And God bless, I love those calls. I always tell people, tell me what you're thinking of doing, not what you did. Because if I say as a result of this decision, you're going to have to work 2 years longer. Okay, you may say, you know what, I really love my job and I don't know what I'm going to do anyway, so that's fine. Or you may say, oh no.
Somebody that is at the car dealership are going, you know, I'm at the Mercedes dealership. How is this going to affect me? You're going to go, well, why don't you just get the poor man's Mercedes and go to the Sonata, the Hyundai Sonata.
Or look, we have burgeoning public transportation in Phoenix. Get a bike and take care of your heart at the same time.
The biggest mistake that I made in my life is not delay my gratification. And I can tell you that. Because you know, growing up in the 80s, we were just making tons of money. There was no end in sight. You don't see the end. When you're young, you don't see the end, right?
And that's
40 years old.
That's a function of being young, I think, and not having the experience that things do end. And as we age and as we have the benefit of experience, that's wisdom is what we call it when you get to my age.
Is it too late if somebody decides to take your services? Would you say no? I mean, it's too late. You're just done.
Well, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. There's a cartoon. It may be difficult to describe, but if you can get it, it's pretty darn funny, where a potential client is sitting across the desk from a financial advisor, and the client says, my goal is to retire next week. I haven't saved a dime. Here's your chance to become a legend. So yeah, that would be me
on the other side of the desk, and that'd be you becoming a legend, right. For sure. But it is a fascinating field. And what is, as a financial planner, somebody that wants to become a financial planner, what would you advise? What would you
It's a wonderful, oh gosh, this is such a satisfying field for people who really want to help others. And we get to make a good living. We have to be ready to work very hard.
Sure.
We have to deal with regulation that has nothing to do with common sense. Most of the regulation, this is awfully broad, but it feels true right now. So much of the regulation is an attempt to legislate morality. So if you're a bad guy, I'm not convinced that a lot more rules and form requirements is really going to keep you from being a bad guy.
Right.
But it may impede someone like me who is an independent financial planner. I mean, I go out into the world and devise the best strategy and implement for my clients, not based on anything else. And that makes it harder. So I do have the great advantage of having done it for a very long time. It's tough to get started, but like any business, if you have passion for it, and if your motives are to do the next right thing, then you're going to find a way to succeed.
You know what CASCO means, right?
No.
Help it.
It means what?
Helmet.
CASCO means helmet?
CASCO means helmet. In Spanish.
How have I managed not to know this for so long? This is
Because you have never met me
great.
before.
Are you the keeper of all
I know
Spanish
things.
words?
I know things. As Taylor would tell you.
So we're talking about protection.
You're talking about
this is
protection. It's
wonderful.
a helmet that you put on. It's kind of a shielded.
So
helmet.
next time I
It's a
see
casco.
you, you know there'll be a hard hat here.
Absolutely. And with that, thank you so much. We appreciate it. You're doing a phenomenal job. I appreciate it. Thank you. We're out.